Oh, what's up, guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we have a coffee request by Susan. And Susan is explaining what is Stockholm Syndrome. Actually, she requested this video, which is from the BBC Sounds, and this is the insane story behind Stockholm Syndrome. So what I understand by it is when you fall in love with your captor, is that right? Let's check it out, guys. Stockholm Syndrome. The first time I actually heard this term was in Money Heist, La Casa de Papel. I think so. I think so. Let's check it out.
In Stockholm on the 23rd of August 1973, a criminal called Janne Erik Olsson walks into a bank, pulls out a gun, and takes 4 bank workers hostage.
Dang.
He then demands a getaway car, cash, and for an accomplice to be freed from prison and rushed over to join him at the bank. Police snipers surround the bank. The criminals retreat with the hostages into the bank's vault. A policeman creeps inside and slams the vault door shut, locking both hostages and captors inside.
Wow.
This is where it gets weird. From inside the vault, one of the hostages, Christine Enmark, phones the Swedish Prime Minister and begs for her captors to be allowed to escape.
What?
Bizarrely, she says she wants to go with them. The Prime Minister refuses. The police prepare to storm the vault. The criminals agree to come out, but their hostages offer to act as human shields, protecting their captors from being shot. Later, the hostages would refuse to testify in court against them and even raise money for their defense. It seems the hostages have gone totally mad, siding with their captors rather than the police. This psychological response becomes known as Stockholm Syndrome. However, look a little closer and you'll find this story is not so straightforward. In truth, Enmark had good cause to believe she was more likely to die in a shootout caused by trigger-happy police than to be killed by her captors. And so it was in her self-interest that the criminals be let go safely.
Okay. So Stockholm Syndrome is just a symbol of what people thought it was, not really what it is exactly. So the idea of them falling in love with their captors rather than actually knowing what really happened, she was looking out for her own self. Basically, she was playing the game. She was playing them.
Since 1973, the concept of Stockholm Syndrome has been reported by the media in numerous kidnapping and hostage incidents.
Okay, this is interesting. Let's try that.
Since 1973, the concept of Stockholm Syndrome has been reported by the media in numerous kidnapping and hostage incidents, but many are skeptical. It's not been recognized as an official psychiatric disorder, and in 1989, an FBI survey of 600 police agencies failed to register any kidnap cases where an emotional involvement between victim and kidnapper affected the rescue operation.
Zero.
Short, it's extremely rare. So could the real story of Stockholm Syndrome be that it's more about victim blaming than reality?
I don't know. What do you guys think? That's very interesting, though. The fact that this was it became a like synonymous. I don't know, like it became synonymous to loving the captor, right? It's a way of people saying that, oh, you fell in love with your captor. That's Stockholm Syndrome. So I think, as I said, it's the idea of what they thought it was, kind of like more like fake news, than actually what it really was. I think they romanticized it, and a lot of things are romanticized. But it's interesting. There's a TV show about this. The scene. The show is called Clark on Netflix. Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, so I've always heard of Stockholm Syndrome, especially like, as I mentioned, from Netflix, La Casa de Papel or Money Heist. as it's called in English, and they talk about that Stockholm Syndrome. So it's very interesting to see. So I didn't know it was actually a case that happened. Now it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense now. Um, do you guys believe that this is a real thing? I think I think it can be a real thing because I think people that commit these type of crimes, they kind of like they want to justify it, right? It was a big thing in Sweden. They want to justify it. And then if they find somebody to reason with them and feel sorry for them, then they will try to connect them to a certain degree, like to a certain level. And at the end of the day, you're trying to save yourself and you're trying to reason with the captor, and depending how long you stay with them and feeding those ideas, you kind of become like you kind of start having empathy for them, and that can blur the lines between what you believe and what they believe. And then they might convince you, and then you might actually start liking their personality because, not all criminals are monsters, but especially if they sell it like, oh, I'm stealing because I want to help my family and stuff like that. You understand? Like, I feel like this could be something, but exactly a not exactly a disorder, but people just want to believe the Robin Hood story. I think that's it. Okay, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, and don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. And if you want to watch full movie reaction series or shows, then you know what to do. We have like a Patreon, and we have a Buy Me a Coffee website where you can watch those. I see that Susan is talking about like these TV shows. So if you want me to add Clark or anything related to this to the wish list, we also have a lot of movies in the wish list if you guys want to watch that. Okay, but it's very interesting. And if you haven't watched La Casa de Papel, I also recommend that. It's pretty cool. With that said, you guys can go to Buy Me a Coffee, to Patreon, or to the wish list, or you can watch more videos here on YouTube. Just click over here, whatever is showing you, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.